Hi, everyone, and welcome to our April webinar. We're excited about this month's webinar topic because it touches on one of the most frustrating pain points farmers are experiencing today, and that's getting a handle on farm data. A common complaint we hear quite often is that farmers have too much data and don't know how to use it. In this webinar, we're going to talk about an even greater challenge and one that can wreak serious havoc beyond just frustration, and that's data accuracy. Let's assume many of you are using precision ag practices on your farm today. Well, as the name suggests, a key requirement for these practices to be successful is the ability for them to be precise. So, if you're running equipment and making decisions on flawed or inconsistent data, there's going to be problems. But there's also a solution, and that's what we're here to talk about today. First, I'd like to introduce today's subject matter expert. Gwen Byard is a product manager in Trimble's agriculture division. She specializes in developing hands-on technology that simplifies farm workflows, automates critical farm tasks, and streamlines farm management, and then also to make sure it all works together. So when a new product is ready for market, Gwen is one of the team members who goes out in the field, literally, to oversee testing by farmers. She's passionate about using location-based technologies to make farmers' lives easier. So let's get started. Gwen, first, can you lay out the problem for us as it exists today? One common situation that we hear about when it comes to inconsistent or inaccurate data involves large farms, usually with many farm vehicles, and with farm workers and the manager running things on their mobile devices. Then there's also somebody, usually in the office, who's looking at this data. So this data could include field boundaries or field names, guidance lines, that kind of thing. Tell us what can happen when this data is not matching up. What kind of confusion or mistakes can happen, say, for example, when two vehicle operators in the same field are seeing different A/B lines, or when the field names don't match?
Sure. So we want to make sure that the farm operators have the right task data in the field so there's no confusion over what work needs to be done or what work was completed. So an example of data not matching up could be when one operator creates an A/B line on a display, and let's say they give it a name like line 1.
Hmm.
And then another operator on the same field at a different time in a different vehicle doesn't see this line because it's not on their display. So they create another line with a similar name like line 1A.
Okay.
But maybe this is not the line that a farm manager would want an operator to use, like it's not placed correctly. And so if different lines are used for different operations, these field operations with different lines probably wouldn't match up.
Hmm.
So maybe these lines then get copied through a USB drive to each other's displays and also to the back office software. And then we have similar looking lines in the same field, and it's unclear which one's the right one to use. So someone could easily use a wrong line in that field.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's just dive into this a bit deeper. And if you can just explain a bit more about why is data duplication and data reentry a problem today? How is it really affecting farmers?
Yeah, data duplication and reentry, they can occur in a very similar way as the situation I talked about with the AB lines. So without some kind of automatic syncing of data, so people can easily lose track of what data was created on each device. And this can be an
Mhm.
issue because maybe the same field or an operator can be created on different devices with slightly different names, which leads to multiple copies of the same data.
Mhm.
And when you have these multiple fields or multiple operators with similar names, it makes everyone unsure which copy is the right copy to use.
Mhm.
And then they can make the error of choosing the wrong version. And this can waste a lot of time and effort because of the work to create in the multiple copies of data. And then you have to figure out which version is the right one to use and then spend the time to clean up data and remove the wrong copies.
Mhm.
And then also tasks can be recorded using the wrong field information and not show up under the correct field in the software records. Um, So having some kind of automatic data syncing would really reduce these kinds of situations.
Okay, thanks. Um, Also, something that comes up quite a bit is human error. Why is that such a risk, particularly when it comes to farmers and farm workers entering field names, AB lines, that kind of thing?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's really difficult to avoid human error in any work situation. So, any process that's a manual process is going to have mistakes. And the more devices that you need to enter data on, the more likely you are to enter the wrong information in at least one place.
Hmm.
And then it takes the time and effort to track down errors and correct them. And then if tasks are completed with the wrong data, you have to go back and correct them at some point in order to have accurate record keeping.
Right.
So if you have some kind of automatic data sharing, like the auto sync, the data only needs to be entered once, and then it's shared to all displays in the organization. And when it's shared quickly and easily, the people who are using all the devices will see the correct data, and then they won't create their own local copy and have all the duplicates, um, and have errors in selecting. And then also, if there's a mistake in the data, it can be easily corrected in one place with auto sync or automated data sharing. And then the correction will update to the Trimble Ag software and all the other displays quickly and easily. So you don't have to spend all the time correcting the mistakes. And the more automated a process is, the less chance there is for the human error.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Let's talk about this a bit from the perspective of a farm manager. So, in a world where data is being used to make quick decisions in real time to ultimately maximize yields and profitability, why is automatic syncing so important in this scenario?
So, when you have to make the quick decisions in real time, you want to make sure you have the right data in the right place in time to make that decision. So, AutoSync automatically moves the field and operator data from one place to another between the Trimble Ag software and the Trimble Ag mobile app and the Precision IQ displays.
Hmm.
And this is being done constantly in the background and very quickly. So it'll be done as long as the displays have connectivity. So a line can get created on one display and then shared up to the Trimble Ag software and across the whole farm organization to other displays within minutes. And then the task data goes to the Trimble Ag software after the task is completed so you can see what work is done. So everything's done
Okay.
automatically, quickly, helps you to make decisions in real time.
Okay, great. So if all of this data is syncing automatically, the end result is going to be, I would think, an overall improvement in the integrity of farm records. Gwen, can you talk a bit about why this is becoming even more important? Just, in light of this move today toward food traceability and consumers asking for more information and more transparency, really, around the food that they eat.
Yeah. So more and more people want to know where their food came from and how it was produced. And today there's more government regulations and reporting requirements that farmers need to comply with. And so when they're growing food, farmers need to know exactly what work was completed in the field and where the work was done and how the work was done. And then these records are then needed for the certification or compliance or
Mhm.
other traceability requirements. So with the auto sync, we help keep the data updated and accurate around the farm, and it's done automatically. So there's less manual work for the farmer.
Mhm.
And they don't have to think about sending the report after the work was done. It's just done automatically. And therefore, farmers have the confidence that their farm records are accurate and the tasks are done using the right AB lines and other field data.
Okay. Last question, Gwen. You've been working on automatic data syncing technology with Trimble for some time now, and you really know this space. Tell us a bit about how far this could go. For example, Trimble's auto sync feature. Could this just be the beginning?
Yeah, we believe that AutoSync is really a foundational technology that's going to enable other future automation technologies. So, for example, one future application of AutoSync is work orders. So that's where a farm manager creates a work order in the office, in the Trimble Ag software or Trimble Ag mobile app,
Mhm.
and then it automatically gets sent through the automated sharing through AutoSync to the Precision IQ display. And then the operator at the display gets their work order filtered down just for them and based on their ID when they sign into the display and based on the vehicle that they're on. And then they can select the work order. It sets up the display automatically for them. And also, we see this auto sync functionality enabling real time viewing of task data on all the displays in the organization and as well in the Trimble Ag software on the web. And so, this will make everyone else in the farm organization more aware of what everyone else is currently doing on the farm
Mhm.
and what work they've completed. So, this is just another step towards full automation on the farm.
That's so exciting. Thanks very much for taking us through this, Gwen, and for painting a picture really about how automatic data syncing is really going to be a game changer at the farm level.
Sure, you're welcome.
A few times as she was walking us through her explanation, Gwen referred to AutoSync, which is a new feature in Trimble Ag software. There's some buzz around this feature, particularly because of how it automatically syncs guidance lines, field names, field boundaries, landmarks, and operator information across Trimble GFX 750 and TMX 2050 Precision IQ displays that are in farm vehicles, as well as in Trimble Ag software on your computer or your mobile device, which really eliminates the need to manually share data and reduces the potential for human error. Now we'd like to give you a first-hand look at how AutoSync actually works. Here's a demo with Gwen, and she's going to take us right inside Trimble Ag software to show the value of AutoSync and how it makes clean data a reality.
Thanks, Tracy. I'm going to do an auto sync demo. So we have a display in our organization. It's a GFX 750 display. And we're creating a field, and the name is K2 East. And then in that field, we're going to do some work. We're doing a task. And then that task data is going to get shared from your display to the Trimble Ag software automatically with AutoSync. And that field information will also get shared as well, both to the Trimble Ag software and to all the other displays in your organization. So here you can see the new field K2 East has been shared with the TMX 2050 display. So the data gets shared, the task data gets shared to the Trimble Ag software, and the field information gets shared to both the Trimble Ag software and other displays.
Thanks, Gwen. Now we'd like to just play a short video, which I think is going to really help sort of summarize the value of AutoSync. That's a wrap for today. Thanks to everyone for joining us here. We hope you'll come away with some helpful ideas and strategies that you can put to use this crop season. If you have any questions on what we've covered today, please let us know. You can reach out by email or by phone. The contact information is on the screen. Also, make sure to come back for our May webinar. We'll give you a heads up on the topic later this month through our website, in our newsletters, and via social media. Thanks again, and see you back here in May.